Uh, since something like 7 years, we are working on a IoT platform, and this IoT platform allows us to think about many kind of use case, which are monitoring of complex system and detection of disease, computing of yield, and precision farming. These are the most things we are going to discuss today, and Z will talk about our use case on grape counting and yield computing. We have what we want to do is to make the camera a kind of universal sensor, and as is, we develop new kind of pipeline, new kind of network recognition with parallel network, and specialized model fusion. But anyway, Z will talk about that in detail later. For this use case of our platform, we collaborate with a quite famous vineyard in the Bordelais, Château Talbot, and thanks to them, we are able to discuss with experts of wine and winery industry. And what you can see here, it's a kind of, it's a map with all the, oh, it doesn't work, sorry. No. Yeah, here, it's the main map for application to monitor the vineyard, and we have many layers when we can put any kind of information like temperature, humidity, and different kind of humidity, radiance, etc. And we can also through this kind of interface. React with the IoT sensors on the field, like it can be a robot, but it can be also the different sensors. Sorry. Sorry for that. What we okay. Here we have the two use cases, which is first the disease detection. No, this is the grape counting. Sorry, the disease detection here, and what we did, it's statistical model to better place the different sensors and on the field. And what you can see here in the center of the circle, it's a cluster of meteorological data. Weather data, in fact, about the land of Bordelais and Saint-Julien region, etc. So what we want to do is to correlate this information with the appearance of some kind of insect which are considered as vectors of disease. And we want to put that in a service like that, and to offer that to the vineyard. The second step is to compute the yield by counting every grape in each grapes, and with a rate close to 100%. Actually, we reach only 95, which is the best rate we have seen in this state of the art. So well, I will pass on that because I think that Z will have many things to do. So, in fact, I spent 2 days in the vineyard to take many pictures, a set of pictures, which is what is very important. It's a really standard camera with no special disposal, stability or light disposal to have a better picture. We really want, and I want to have a standard camera for our experiment. So please.
Okay. So in fact, okay, let's pass to the challenges. In fact, during the last 10 years, there is a lot of methods. Typically, image processing and deep learning was developed to recognize the different kinds of objects. But however, the precision of the recognition was very greatly influenced by the conditions of the photos. For example, the stability of cameras, the condition of linearities, the shadows, the reflects, and the size of the objects. They are really a great challenge for the task of object recognitions. So in fact, we have done the state of art. We have seen that the Marquet RCNN and its optimized versions gives the best results. However, even the most performed algorithms, they can only reach less than 60% for our complicated images. For example, we can see that there are many shadow regions, there are dark regions, and there are many occlusions, overlaps between the objects. They are really great challenges for this task. So now I will present you the state of art of all for the task recognition object recognitions. So the first branch is based on the density map. So this method, firstly, they will produce a density map which could use which could predict the number of objects in an image. So the principle of this method is to use a kernel which is called dilated Sobel kernel to use both the global information and also the local information, local features of an image to predict the number of objects. However, as we can see in this photo, this method is very sensitive to the noises. They cannot do a great prediction for the complicated images. So now I will present you another branch for the object recognition. We can see that it's based on the family of RCNN. We can see the evolution. Firstly, we have CNN, and then RCNN, first RCNN, Marquet CNN, and nowadays we have the PERNet. So this today the best performed algorithm is Marquet CNN. So compared with the classical RCNN, this algorithm they provide another branch which is called mask, which could use the pixel level information to predict the location and also the mask of object. This method, the Marquet CNN, is the best performance algorithm. It wins the COCO challenge, the recognition and the segmentation challenge from 2016, 17, and also 18. But even this algorithm, they have some very important limits. For example, they are very sensitive for the sizes of objects. They are very sensitive to the shadows, and they are also very sensitive to the overlaps. But however, our images, for more general images, we have all these noises. We cannot ignore these noises, but the mask SN, they can only reach nearly 60%. So to improve the precision of the recognition of objects, we have developed a complete process. So this process, we combine all the advantages of the most best performed deep learning algorithm, and also we have proposed our new innovative strategies of image processing. So for this process, we have three main blocks. The first block is preprocessing. It's a pipeline which follows special sequences. So, and the second block is the mean model of our is a mean model. We propose for the images we propose different kinds of image processing, image augmentations, and for both noises, for example, the shadows, reflects, etc., and also for our objective objects, that means the grapes, we have to do different kinds of image augmentations, and then we create different models in parallel. And at last, in the third block, in the post-processing step, we combine all the results to provide the final result, which is better than every model. In this figure is model 1, 2, and 3. The result is much more better than each model. So.
If I can add something, it's the model that Z proposed. It's to emphasize the good aspect of the object you want to recognize, and to diminish the effect of the noise.
Yes. So now, let me present you the first block, the first important block, that is preprocessing. So. As we can see, that's the figure, the image at left. This is our original images. It's even very difficult to count the number of or recognize the graphs by our eyes. So we propose to use a method which calls multi-scale refinix with color restriction to transform these images, which is in not linear conditions, which is taken in not linear conditions. That's the images we get at right side. And also another great noises for us is shadows. As we can see that the shadows and the grapes in the dark region, they are very similar in terms of colors and also in terms of shapes. So that's really a great challenge for us to distinguish the shadows and also the grapes in the dark region. So here we propose a very advanced technology which is called adversary network to make the photos without shadows. So we can see this network is composed of two parts. The first part is generator and the second part is discriminator. So the generator, they will use the original images and they will generate the images without shadows. But however, the discriminator, they will judge the generated images, the images generated by generator to say if it's a true or false image. So both these two parts, we will train these two models together in parallel to improve the performance of both these two parts. And at last, even the discriminator, the best discriminator, cannot distinguish the generated images and the original images. So that means we can generate a very good images without shadow. Even the discriminator thinks it's a true image. So In this photo, in this image, we can see that in the first column, they are original images, and the last one is images we obtained by our algorithm. We can see that they can almost delete all the bad effects of the shadows. So now we pass to the step 2, which is a core of our model, which is based on mask SNN. So for the mask SNN, the first step is very important, is annotation. That means we will give the labels to our objective objects. That means grapes. However, we found that there are lots of overlaps of grapes and branches or leaves. So to improve the quality, the precision, we have proposed to give more labels. That means not only the simple grapes with a complete contour, but also we give the labels to for example, the grape which is overlapped by the branches and leaves. And we found that another limit of mask SNN is that it could hardly use the local information of the network. But however, this local information is very important to predict, to give a good model. So we propose to use adaptive feature pooling. That means we combine both the low-level features and also the high-level features to do the prediction. That could really improve the recognition precision. But however, even with these both two improvements, the improved mask SNN could not reach more than 70% in terms of precision. So for that, we propose really an innovative strategy. That means we based on the original images, we will do different kinds of image augmentations. For example, in this image, that means we use the multiply technique, the flip technique, and also the scale technique to use 3 different kinds of image augmentations based on the original images. And then we train the different models based on these different images. And we can see that at last, we combine the results of every model. And the final model, the results, the precision is much more better than every model in parallel. So now let me show you some results we obtained by this strategy. As we can see, for example, in the first image, we can really, the first model, they predict very well in the left part of the left 3 grapes. However, the second one, they cannot find correctly these 3 grapes, but it finds the green one. So every model has its own limits and its own advantage. But if we combine all these 3 models, the results is much better than every model. And the result is, the precision is much more better. So for example, the second image also, we can see that in the first model, they predict very well the left and right one. But for example, they miss this region. But in the third model, they find these grapes. So the advantage of this strategy is that they can use the advantage, they can find the good grapes, the correct grapes in each model, and also delete the bad noises of each model. So at last, the result is much more better. So now we will do the conclusion. For this object recognition task and or automatic counting task, object counting task, we propose a complete process for we propose a complete process, and for this process we have proposed four main improvements. The first is the pre-processing. That means we improve a lot the quality of images. For example, in terms of luminosity and the shadows. And second one, we have also improved the annotations of images. And thirdly, we improve a lot the algorithm Marquet RCN. And at last, we propose a new strategy, which means in parallelized we produce several models in parallelized, and they provide us to give a much better results.
Okay, so the future is to improve our model and to reach, well, we already reach 95%, and easily we can reach 97, 96, 97, just by augmenting our learning base. We work on a sample of 100 picture, less than 100 picture. It's very easy to add just 100 more. What we want also is to generalize our process on any kind of object, or the fruit, of course, but any kind of object. It can be cells, human cells, to detect cancer, etc. So the use cases are numerous. And what we want also, just to have an application, and something more concrete, is to find to have a partnership with industrial in robotics to bring our technology in the vineyard. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just
question, please.
A short question. Yes, please.
Okay. In fact, for a certain kind of grape, you have there's two things. There's the quantity and there's the quality. The quality is chemical analysis. It's not us. The quantity, it's to have a robot that go inside the plant and take as much as picture that there is grapes in the field, and to count on each side of the grape the number of grapes. Okay, is it clear? And after that we will have, yes, after that we will have for Cabernet Sauvignon, it's not the same that for Merlot or for Verdot, etc. Okay, so we have to make not scale, but sorry, échantillonnage, sample of it. Is it clear?
No, I'm asking the question because we had a project called Marquet that we tried to do just that.
But yes, we need some input from the expert of the domain. Okay.
Our problems are the models that I think that you have in the right way. One of the major problems that we had is regarding occlusion. We tried to.
This is solved.
We tried to tackle that with correlating with other parameters of the vineyard, the canopy and other parameters. We reached in our best case scenario 80% success regarding the kilograms per hectare yield. That was our best result. Of course, we have the other kind of bad results. It depends mostly also on the grape variety, but also on the treatments that the viticulture does with the canopy. If we have more leaves, we will have more occlusion. And the occlusion is not only on the leaves, but also the bunches that are in front of each other. And also the area, depending on the variety, as you said, it's different between the...
Yes, it is different. But one way to solve this problem is to make a different counting from beginning of August to the harvest. Okay, so each week to have two counting, and then you will have you will avoid the canopy. You will avoid, because at this time there are people that cutting the leaves, and so you will have some grape which are covered, and the other time they will be discovered. So statistically, if you have more than 98%, you will do a better counting than an expert. And the expert now at Chateau Talbot tells us that is counting its average. It's between 10 to 50%.